Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. It's class 12 subject economics. Dear students, as you know that the topic which is under discussion these days is the kinds of market situations. Dear students, so far we have discussed many market conditions like monopoly, like perfect competition, and the condition which we are going to discuss today is monopolistic competition. Dear students, as far as the monopolistic competition is referred, it refers to that kind of market situation in which there are many buyers and sellers, or we can say that it is a condition in which there are many producers producing goods which are close substitutes but not identical. Dear students, the important distinguishing characters of monopolistic competition which differentiates it from other market conditions are product differentiation, existence of many firms supplying the market, the goods made by them are close substitutes. Dear students, in contrast to perfect competition, where there is only one homogeneous commodity in the market, however, in monopolistic competition, there is differentiation of product. That is, जो परफेक्ट कंपटीशन है और जो मोनोपोलिस्टिक कंपटीशन है, परफेक्ट कंपटीशन और मोनोपोलिस्टिक कंपटीशन में ये डिफरेंस है कि परफेक्ट कंपटीशन जो है उसमें भी लार्ज नंबर ऑफ फर्म्स थी, लार्ज नंबर ऑफ प्रोड्यूसर्स थे, यहाँ पर भी लार्ज नंबर ऑफ प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं, वहाँ पर भी लार्ज नंबर ऑफ सेलर्स हैं, यहाँ पर भी लार्ज नंबर ऑफ सेलर्स, मगर फ़र्क एक है यहाँ पर कि परफेक्ट कंपटीशन में जो प्रोडक्ट फर्म सेल करता था, यानी कि जो प्रोडक्ट फर्म सेल करती थी वो होमोजीनियस होते थे, वो प्रोडक्ट्स होमोजीनियस होते थे. होमोजीनियस मीन्स आइडेंटिकल इन ईच एंड एवरी रेस्पेक्ट. बट इन monopolistic competition, the products are different in one way or another way. However, the products are not completely different. The products in monopolistic competition are close substitutes of one another. Dear students, therefore, products are not homogeneous as in perfect competition, but neither are they only removed substitutes that is monopoly. मोनोपोली में क्या होता था? मोनोपोली में एक ही सेलर होता था, एक ही प्रोड्यूसर होता था, एक ही सप्लायर होता था किसी प्रोडक्ट का. यहाँ पर भी एक ही सप्लायर है प्रोडक्ट का, मगर सेलर प्रोडक्ट जो सेल करता है, मगर इस प्रोडक्ट के बहुत सारे सबस्टिट्यूट्स हैं. द अनदर सेलर इज सेलिंग the product which is substitute of its rival's seller's product. मैं आपको एग्जांपल से समझाऊंगा. Many firms in India or many industries in India produce toothpastes. The function of every toothpaste in usually or ordinary sense we can say that is it protects our teeth from cavity and keeps our these teeth healthy and shiny. So in layman's language there is no much difference between the toothpaste. Dear students, for example, if we take the example of toothpastes like Colgate, like Pepsodent, like Sensodyne, like Benaka and other toothpastes. In layman's sense, in layman's view, there is slight, and in actual practice, there is a slight difference between these pastes. Colgate will also shine our teeth. Pepsodent will also shine our teeth. Sensodyne will also shine our teeth. There is, apart from this shining of the teeth, there is some difference between these toothpastes. Among these toothpastes, one may be more effective to protect the tooth cavity or other problems related to tooth. However, in layman's language, there is slight difference among these toothpastes. Similarly, we can take another example of this monopolistic product like soap. There are so many super soaps used in India like Lux, like Hammam, like Lifebuoy, like Dettol. In layman's sense, as I have already told you, that there exists slight difference. In layman's sense, it makes no difference whether you use Hammam soap or you use Lux soap or you use this Dettol soap or you may use Lifebuoy soap. In layman's language, in layman's sense, all of them are similar. However, if we see these, there is some difference between these soaps because some among them are antiseptic in nature. Some among them are antibacterial. Many differences exist in these soaps. However, dear students, because of consumers' attachment to a particular brand, to a particular product, the seller acquires a monopolistic influence on its market. यानी कि कस्टमर्स की एक अलग अटैचमेंट होती है किसी प्रोडक्ट के साथ. फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर हम यहाँ पर लेंगे, यहाँ पर ज़्यादा अगर हमने कौन सा साबुन ज़्यादा मशहूर है, लक्स, इसका नाम हर एक के ज़ुबान पर है, या हमाम या लाइफबॉय या डेटॉल, इतनी ही सोप अक्सर लोग हम जानते हैं. So dear students, because of the consumer's attachment to a particular brand, the seller acquires a monopolistic influence on his market. If he raises his price a little, he may lose many of his customers, but not all of them. Similarly, a reduction in price may bring him some additional customers, but not many. Thus, demand curve facing a firm under monopolistic competition is downward sloping curve. That is, if he wants to sell more, the seller has to lower his price. Similarly, dear students, under monopolistic competition, as I already told you that there are many firms, but it is assumed that it requires hundreds or thousands of firms. It is not essential that there must be firms in hundreds. A firms may be 25, 30, 60 and so on. However, the important point which we can calculate from this number of firms is that the sale of an individual firm has relatively small, or we can say that the sale of the individual firm comprises the relatively small part of the total sale, so that each firm has very limited control over the price of the product. The presence of relatively large number of sellers ensures that the collusion by them to restrict sale to raise price is most unlikely. With large number of sellers in the market there is no feeling of mutual interdependence, that is, each seller determines its sale price without considering the possible reaction of its rivals. In other words, a monopolistically competitive firms follow an independent price policy, and this is a very reasonable way to act in market where one's rival are numerous. Dear students, if a firm lower its price, its gain in sales will be spread thinly over many of its rivals, so that the extent to which each of rival firm suffers will be negligible. Hence, these rivals will have no reasons to retaliate. So dear students, this was all about today's topic. Hope that you would have got the concept. Thank you. Have a nice day. Allah Hafiz Nasir.